Welcome back. Normally, we bring in newsmakers from around our area for these segments, but today I'm bringing someone in from the inside. News 3 Now has selected its next news director to oversee our news operations, and he joins me now. Kyle Fobe, welcome to Madison, welcome to News 3 Now, and welcome to For the Record.
Thank you, appreciate it. Glad to be here.
We're glad to have you here as well. A little bit awkward interviewing my boss, but you know what? We're going to roll with it. Tell me a little bit about yourself. Where are you from?
Sure. So I'm from South Bend, Indiana. Actually, Mishawaka, Indiana. It's right next to South Bend. Home of Notre Dame, Fighting Irish football. Then I kind of went on a TV tour around the country. I worked in Vegas, worked just outside of Pittsburgh, went back to South Bend, and now I'm here. So,
how have you liked Madison so far?
Love Madison. I'm actually living in McFarland, so kind of representing the east side in our newsroom, which is nice. And yeah, I've really enjoyed the people, really enjoyed the place.
So let me ask you this. I've called you the news director, and just for the sake of viewers who may not know what a news director does, tell me, what does a news director do?
Sure. So the way I look at myself with our news team is I kind of look at myself as the coach of the team. And, you know, I'm trying to put the players in the right places, come up with the right plays and strategy to win the game, win the ratings, right? And also provide good content to the community. I think one thing that we do a great job of here at News 3 already is representing our community, and I just hope to make that happen even further.
Let's talk a little bit about news philosophy, right? When you come in, you're the guy that sets our daily operations. You decide to some degree what stories we're doing, or at least you hire the people who decide those things.
Sure.
How should a local television station be serving its community? What's your news ethics?
Sure. One thing that I think is really important is that we're ethically sound, and we really, believe in the, properties or ethics of journalism. I think we do a pretty good job of that so far. The other thing I think we really need to do more of is fight for the viewer. I think a lot of times, as we do stories every single day, you hear about things that go on in your community that you maybe want changed or you want things to get better. And I hope we can kind of be a voice for those people so that way we can make Madison a better place. One thing that we call it in inner circles is viewer advocacy. And I think that's something that we're going to really start focusing on here in the next, short-term amount of time, is really working for the viewer and making this a better place to live for everyone.
You've served a number of roles in newsrooms that you've worked in. This is not your first ND job, but also, we were just talking before the show, you've been a photographer, you've been in the control room, you've EP'd special projects. Perhaps just for the sake of viewers, a little bit behind the scenes, if you will, walk me through what's happening in a newsroom during, say, breaking news. Take us a little bit behind the curtain.
Sure. One of my favorite quotes is from Dr. Seuss. It's, I like chaos, it wakes up the brain cells. I think that's a good way to describe a lot of newsrooms. They can be chaotic sometimes, but for all the right reasons. When there's a big story happening in the community, there's a lot of things at play. We have to send crews out to the different places. We have to make sure that we can get on the air. We have people in the studio to deliver the news, stuff like that. And it can get kind of chaotic, but it's really rewarding because as I get to know this community, one thing that's really important to me as a news director is to be able to connect with the community, to make myself at home in the community and understand what's important to people here. And I think if we can do that in this news station and in our newsroom, I think it's going to be great for Madison. Being able to not just tell the bad news, not just tell the good news, but tell all the news and make sure we're delivering that in a way that people enjoy it and also understand it.
I'm going to stop, grilling you eventually.
No, you're
but
fine.
What do you think separates Channel 3 from competitors in the market? What do you think makes us special?
Well, one thing I think right off the top of the bat that makes us special is our legacy. I mean, if you look at our anchor teams, for example, there has to be over a century of experience there combined with everybody. And then to be able to take those people and have them sit down and talk with new people like me, or maybe reporters or other people on our staff that maybe aren't as experienced, and use their experience to help them grow, I think is amazing. And I don't think you see that much in newsrooms across the country anymore, nor newsrooms in this area. And to have that here, I think is something we can build on and make better and make our product better because of it.
And obviously, he loves our newsroom. Do you have any favorites in the newsroom yet?
Not Naomi. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Kidding. She's great.
We're going to close it up there. Just ahead. First of all, thanks again. Thank you so much for doing this. Greatly appreciate it. Just ahead, hear from one of the county board supervisors who resigned this week.